Darry, hello. It is March 2025, and I'm about to put together a small introductory lecture on AirTags of the Apple variety. And as I was searching for AirTags, because I didn't need another one, I found out to my amazement, because I didn't know this, that you can buy non-Apple AirTags, and that is the basis of this article. But I am going to be talking in detail about AirTags as well. So what have I got in front of me? I've got some props. I've got the picture that you can see. So this is an Apple AirTag in a little holder. It's been Apple's go-to product for finding items. You attach this product to something you want to keep the location of. And then if you were to lose said item, it'll record the last known position of that item, assuming it had been with you, because your phone will be talking to this item and recording its position. But the genius is that anybody in the world who goes past, assuming you've lost this device, so any other person who owns an iPhone who goes past this device, assuming you've lost it, every time the Bluetooth signal is heard by another iPhone, if this is notified as lost, because you say, oh, I've lost my keys, I'll notify this as lost, then anytime someone else goes past this particular device, which has a unique signature, it will come back and tell you, aha, this unknown person has gone past your AirTag and it is exactly in this place. And that is the genius of the Apple AirTag system, in that it's tracking via other people's iPhones. And that is just the way that it's done. Now, prior to this, there'd been proprietary systems, but they didn't work as well because they needed you to be part of that network, whereas this system just requires you to have an iPhone. And a lot more people with iPhones than those other proprietary systems. So it's a very good way of finding lost items. So as I was saying, I was in the marketplace for a new AirTag, and open disclosure, they're about £25 in the UK. They're about 25 GBP each. And then I found out on Amazon UK I could buy can't get over it, 4 tags for £22. And so a couple of weeks in the monitoring and using of this device, I have found this device to be absolutely excellent. I'm going to tell you more about it. So here you see a picture of the two devices. They're roughly the same size. The Apple device is a bit thinner, looks a bit sexier. This does have the advantage, it's got an inbuilt lanyard. They both take the same rechargeable battery. So they're not throwaway devices, as some of the other trackers in this marketplace are. And here we are sitting at home, and we see that, in fact, when I took a snapshot here, at the moment it can see 7 other devices. And you can give the device an icon, and that's the one in our car. And there's a key. There's 7 devices it can see. Just when I took this picture, we have more than 7 devices in our home here in Warwickshire. Let's continue. So in this case, I've named it CHZHVN. That's the name of the key, and I gave it an icon of a bicycle. So I've been testing this in the physical bicycle when it's outside of the home. And you can see another key here. That's Bay Key A. That's another house key, and I've named it appropriately. So when you go into the menus, you'll see it looks just like a genuine Apple AirTag. So you can play a sound of the key. You can say, please give me directions from where I currently am to where you think that tag is. And you can share it with other people. So in our household, for example, we have 2 sets of, we have a bicycle each. And I have a bicycle, and I share the location with my partner, and she has a bicycle, she has a tag in her bicycle, and she shares the location of that tag with me. So in this field here, you can share it with one or more other people. Again, you can show contact info. So if you lose the item, the idea is that you fill this in, and then you say share item location, and then once the item is marked as lost, then any other iPhone person that goes past your item that makes a Bluetooth link connection will trigger a message to be sent to you. So will trigger a message to be sent to them, and they'll say, oh, I've just gone past this AirTag, I need to phone this number or write this email. So it's a very slick system. You can, just as with a regular AirTag, you can say, notify me when this is left behind. So I'm carrying my phone. We have a smart home, so we don't actually need to carry house keys. So on our house key, I've said for the house key, do not notify me if I leave the key at home, the physical key at home, as I walk out the door, because for security, actually, I don't take the key with me unless I really need to. So this is the way of saying, don't notify me when I leave the location. And there's some firmware, and you can rename it. So they're the prices. Like I said, the Apple AirTag is, let's drum roll, from Amazon, £94 for 4, and this is £21 something for 4. So you can see there's just a tremendous cost advantage, plus the fact that this doesn't have a lanyard, and it's got quite a clever design. You unscrew this battery compartment, and then you can add a third-party ring to this, which is what I've done for our house keys. Screw it back on again, and then attach it to a key ring, whereas this has got a lanyard built in. I mean, the sizes are roughly equivalent. This is slightly fatter and doesn't look as glitzy, which could be seen as an advantage. So let's look into some more detail, which is I'm glad I'm in edit mode. Ultra wideband. What am I talking about? The Apple AirTag actually has got 3 radios, not 2 as it says in this first article. It's got 3 radios. It's got Bluetooth low energy, which is 2.4 gigahertz. It's got NFC, which is about 14 megahertz. And it's got the Apple proprietary ultra wideband, which is 8 gigahertz. So this single Apple key is broadcasting those 3 frequencies all the time. And that gives you this following advantage, which you don't get with this poor old Bluetooth only tag, which is a quarter the price. I'm just going to remind you of that very important fact. So with the Apple tag, for example, Bay Key A has got the ultra wideband Apple tag. I can say from my phone, please, where is this key? And it says, well, it's a weak signal, but it's 2.7 meters away. And then the ultra wideband, when it gets down to a very short distance, can very precisely locate the item with a little arrow. So I'm holding my phone, it's a phone screen copy, and it says in that direction, 1.4 meters away, is the keys. So you won't get that with this tag. But I would argue I would use this tag in a different way. This tag is best used, I would say, for... Sweetie! We've got some company. This tag is best used for larger items. So, for example, I'd put this in a car, and we are the kind of couple who are rather paranoid about losing stuff. Not normally we're losing it, but someone else pinching it. So we have one of these in the car, and if the car was to get stolen, then we'd be able to track where is the car. And in general terms, it is very satisfying. Even if you're not quite as paranoid as we are, it's tremendously satisfying by saying, like, do you know, I think I left the house keys at home, or I think the car is in the garage, or did I leave it around the other parking space? And it's just very comforting to be able to go to the phone and go, yes, these are some of the important things that of high value that I care about, and they are in the expected places. I did leave the car there, or the house keys are in this particular location. So even if it's not for reasons of theft, it's just very reassuring to know where your stuff is. But this device, this Bluetooth only device, isn't really going to be of much use for precision finding. So I would use these preferentially for large items. The car, the bicycle, the cat. We did actually fit one. This is actually to be fitted to the cat, but she refused to wear it. We did have a separate one, And actually, it's a funny story because we lost one AirTag from the cat because cats have got a breakaway collar. Because if the collar was not breakaway and they snagged themselves on something like a bush, they could strangle themselves. So the idea is to have a breakaway collar which opens up under a force. Unfortunately, the cat is very intelligent and she decided she knows how to open the collar. Can I move this? Can I move the window to show our darling? Baby, could you just come a bit? No, I'm going to move around now. Here. Right, first of all, you've got to look at the camera, sweetie. I'm just going to move the cat into focus so we can see the star of the video. Baby, listen. Can you just? You smell of smoke. Have you been to our neighbour's house? Oh, she's a devil. Anyway, I don't really on the video too much. So this article, which I'm linking to in this tutorial, is a very good article. It decodes the messages that are coming out of the tag, and I recommend it as a good read. Unwanted tracking. There's a stalking potential here clearly, which is that if you're an unsavoury kind of person, you could get one of these tags and you could put it into somebody else's purse or briefcase or some item of their clothing, and then you can track where they are, assuming they've got an iPhone. So there's an article to talk about that. Last, I'd like to talk about Android. So this system only works with Apple iPhones, and this it clearly says on the Amazon advert, this is only for iPhones. And indeed, until about a year ago, there wasn't a tracking experience for Android. That's now been corrected, but, and there's quite a big but, which is that it's Bluetooth only. It doesn't have the ultra-wideband support. But I would say that there is a network. You can buy trackers that mesh with the Android Find My Device network, and the Android devices do actually have a better control over how you, the client, are using your phone with this network. You can say, for example, no, I'm a very rude person and I don't want to participate in that network at all, and I'm going to turn it off. So what are the summary points? The summary points are, I've had this for a couple of weeks. It's absolutely fine as a Bluetooth tracker into the Apple Find My network. It doesn't have the ultra-wideband support, but for larger items, I don't think that matters. It's a fractional £21 for 4 of these devices. I still can't get over the price, making it a very easy buy. It doesn't have the NFC, it doesn't have ultra-wideband support, so precision tracking is not as good. It does have an integrated lanyard attachment and a rechargeable battery. Apple are rumoured to be producing a new AirTag, in which case you might say, oh, I'll buy some of these just to get me by until Apple releases the new one. So it's a winner from so many different angles. And that is it. I hope this will be a good class when I do the introduction. And if you're in the Ulster area, you can come along. Speak to you later.